Hi, welcome to REALZ Product Review. I review anything from home, fashion, fitness, beauty, and health. And I create these videos so I can hopefully help my community. You can learn about new products, to discover things that work and things that don't with me. So today I have an exciting product. Well, I think it's super exciting. I got my first robot vacuum cleaner. My regular vacuum cleaner finally broke on me after 10 years, and so I decided to try a robot vacuum cleaner, and I am super pumped about it and so loving it. It has been super life-changing. It's incredible. Like, I come home and then I just pick up the things that I don't want it to vacuum over because I have pets and they leave toys everywhere, so I make sure I come home when I vacuum for me. And then I just hit the rooms I wanted to do, or do the entire house, and this little sucker just runs around and cleans up all that dirt, and I don't have to worry about it. And I got the ROBOROCK Q5, and the version I got, you can have an automatic trash dispenser if you want with it. I did not get the automatic trash dispenser. I just have the unit as it comes, and I figured I'd first try out the ROBOROCK and see how I like it before I invested some more money in the automatic, because I wasn't sure if I was going to need it or not. And so I've had it for a week now, and I've used it every single day. And the first time it ran, oh my lord, that trash bin was so full of cat hair, and I don't know where it all came from. Just the suction power on this thing was incredible. Like, it made me realize my old vacuum just really was crappy and wasn't doing a good job. And this thing has 2,700 pascals, I believe, of pressure. And so this thing is just a sucking machine, and it just pulls up that cat hair and that dirt, and it's incredible. You do have to maintain it. So I did notice, the first couple times it just really got a lot of crud out of my place, and now it's starting to just kind of do more of a maintenance now that it's got a lot of that deep cleaning done. And so I had to empty out the trash bin pretty much every time, which is not a big deal for me. That's my whole entire place. I've got about 1,300 square feet. It'll do my whole entire place with one trash bin, so it's perfectly fine. And so I can just dump that out and no problems at the end. You do have to clean the rollers. So I noticed the first couple times my rollers were really bad. Like, it had my hair, I got long hair wrapped around it, and so they give you like a little piece to try and use to cut out. So I popped the roller out and I cleaned it, and so it wasn't too hard to clean, but it did take some work. Now I'm noticing the roller doesn't get as dirty as it did the first couple times because it's not picking up all that stuff that was just sitting there that I didn't realize my other vacuum was just not getting. So far I'm super happy with it. It's not super loud. My regular vacuum, my cats were terrified of it. Like, if I'd come within like 5 feet of them, like, they would run because it was so loud. This thing, they'll sit right next to it, and they're perfectly fine with it. Like, they're not afraid of it. It can like run right by them, and they just carry on sleeping. So the noise level's pretty good. So if you want to watch TV while it's running, it's not huge of a noise maker in my book. So I don't think it's that bad. Obviously it has a little bit of a noise, but it's nothing like my old vacuum cleaner was. And I like the way that this vacuum, so it will do a full perimeter of the room just to kind of map out what is going on, because things change. Though you can store maps in there, which it does, so it has a general idea of the size and the bedrooms and the layout and things like that, but it still will do a perimeter once you hit the start. And then once it does the perimeter, it'll come back, and then it'll start going in a pattern back and forth, which is awesome. It goes around my dining room table. It'll go in between the legs. This thing is like incredibly smart. The one thing I did have an issue with is I had rugs with tassels, and so I eliminated those because the tassels are a problem. Obviously, it's going to get caught up in the machine. So you have to be careful of what you have on your floors, and that's why I always pick up all the cat toys, because I will pack them away and I turn around and 5 seconds later they're everywhere. So that's the reason I don't run the machine while I'm not here, because I don't want to risk damaging it. Obviously it is not the cheapest, but I didn't get the most expensive either. So there's a Q5, which is a little bit of their lower version of their robot vacuum cleaners. I think there's a Q7 and a Q9, so they go basically up in grade. I'm not quite sure all the difference in the functions of the others, because this one seems to do it all for me. It has the mapping ability. I can pick a room. If I just want to do one room, it'll go do that for me. You know, it'll come back to the docking station if I want it to not charge right now, because maybe cost of electricity is a little bit more if you're on the energy planner. I can put it so it only starts charging at a certain time, and so it'll charge at night when my power bill charges me less from my electrical company. So I have it on a schedule like that, which is awesome. And you can change that. You can flip that on and off. That's kind of up to you to decide. So the vacuums just got done with that room, which I had asked it to just do that room, and now it is taking itself and finding itself to the docking station, which is on the other side of the house. Avoiding the obstacles I have in the way.
To charge.
So now that the vacuum cleaner has docked at the station, I need to clean out the trash, and it's pretty easy. You take these two clips, you squeeze them, and then you tilt it. So tilt it this way because there is the hole on this end, and the reason for that is if you had the trash bin station that was attached where it dumps into the bin, it would suck it out from this end. Once you go to your trash can, there is the filter at the bottom. It just basically clips this way and comes off, and then you can just dump it all out and you can clean this filter. It's cleanable. So pretty easy to clean and maintain your equipment. And then every once in a while you're going to want to tip your machine over and then just clean out the rollers and any other dirt that you may have. But this was 2 rooms and it like sucked up a lot of dirt, so did a really good job cleaning all of the trash and cat hairs that I have, and so I'm very impressed with how much it actually took out. And the one thing I did have an issue with when I first got it is there's a little barcode, and you're supposed to use their app and scan the barcode to be able to set up the machine, and it wouldn't work for me. So I called the customer service. I got through to somebody very quickly. They were very easy to work with, and all I had to do was actually just search in their their library for the actual vacuum that I had, and it was pretty quick and pretty easy. And as soon as I did that, they were able to talk to each other, and they worked very well. So that was pretty quick and pretty easy. I thought it was maybe because of my router, because I know it can't use like the 5G or the newer type routers, but luckily that was not an issue. So I know the newer type routers, you can kind of set it to different frequencies. And so I have an older router as well as a newer router, so I was using my older one to hook this one up to it. So this way it will work easier than me having to try and figure out how to reset my router. So those are some just tips and tricks and things I loved about it, but it's changed my life. Like, I don't have to vacuum anymore. All I have to do is pick up a few things off the floor, maybe move some furniture if I wanted to vacuum in a spot where the couch was, and you know, sometimes you just want to clean in areas where furniture was sitting, and so that's about all I have to do, which I would have had to do that anyway with a regular vacuum. So I don't know why it took me so long. I don't know if it was just the price tag and I just wasn't ready to spend that, or the fact that I had a vacuum cleaner that was working and I felt guilty buying another one, but my goodness, this thing is a miracle worker. I am so happy with it. It is wonderful. It is life-changing. If you've never had one and you're kind of cautious about it, you know, it was impressive. So I got mine, thank you, President's Day, on President's Day, and so I saved a lot of money. Was normally, when I was buying it was about $430, and I got one for $299. So it was an incredible sale. So if you look out for those sales, you'll probably find some good deals. It does have filter. It says washable, but I don't know if it's really washable. It looks kind of materialish to me, but you can clean it. Just get a little brush or just like tap it, and the dust will come out. And so you do take out the filter to clean it, which it hasn't been a big deal. You can buy filters from them or go on Amazon, and they're pretty reasonable. You can get filters and rollers and all the parts and stuff like that. So they recommend every 300 hours potentially to have to replace some of these parts, which, you know, for about $35-40 you can probably find on Amazon some replacement parts for it. So, you know, once a year or however long it takes for you to get through 300 hours, you know, it's not that bad. So I was having to do that with my regular vacuum anyway. I had a filter that I had to change on there too. So I am happy. I am loving it. I highly recommend it. And if you have a vacuum, a robot vacuum, let us know what kind you have. If you love it, hate it, had any issues with it, or you think it's the best thing in the world, like I do with my new vacuum. So thanks so much for watching my channel, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts, feelings, and feedback on your experience.